And we are starting now. Guys, I wish you could see what I see. I see a room full of people who are part of an incredible mission. A mission to Mars, I guess. But it's a very different story, which we will share with you in a moment. I will just stand up and take a photo for my memory. So we are all physically in Singapore over here in 61 Robinson Road, and Pauline from Strategic Digital Labs was kind enough to offer us the room. We have a room full of presenters. You will see me sitting here right now. Actually, you don't see me. Okay, now you see me. So the person who's going to present is going to sit at this spot, and you should probably also see a room full of cameras and pizzas and drinks and everything, right? So let's start. What do we want to talk about? The Martians, right? What's the Martians about? Not too long ago, actually, it's a few people here in Singapore, including myself, including Annie and Alin and a few others. We started. I will say I sometimes introduce it as a digital support group for digital natives. So it's people like me. We have conference calls at midnight, at 6 o'clock in the morning, and well. The question is, how do you stay productive during the day? Or who is your lunch buddy, right? So it's difficult. There is Netflix, there is all kinds of distractions at home. It's not that easy, right? So even though I'm a geek, I thought we have to resist this temptation just to build another app, just to build another portal, because that doesn't solve anything. We want to be creating experiences in the real world, right? And I met this wonderful person, Annie, which you will hear later. And together we brought this to life. We are meeting face to face. So it sounds crazy, but we are actually putting up at cafes, at co-working spaces, who are already starting to give us discounts, right? If you are one of these people, right, where you are across the world in your head, but you're physically in Singapore, put up with us. The next one is February 26th, next week already, right? And if you are in any other parts of the world, talk with us and we will replicate the story in Thailand, in Japan, and wherever, because it's all about helping each other, right? So there is a bit of chit chat and we also have lunch together, but most of all, it's actually bringing your laptop, getting stuff done, and occasionally, asking your neighbor and colleague, and can you help me look at this real quick? Does it make sense, right? So we help each other and inspire one another. The term Martians, I mean, many people came to us and said, hey, we like the logo, we like the artwork, but why Martians, right? And it's that thing, we watched that NASA TED Talk where you have people who work for NASA who are physically on Earth, but they operate on Mars time, which means every day, well, on Mars, the day is 24 hours and 40 minutes. Every day your shift ends a little later. And at some point you are in San Francisco, 3 a.m. at night, and we want to have dinner. So that's how we came up with that name, right? Because I think it's very similar. We are different in a way, right? So we operate in different time zones in our heads. We work on teams that are spread all across the globe, and in many cases, across locations, across organizations, right? Because everything is so tangled up together. Martians are communicators and facilitators, and we know that they are actually quickly able to adapt to change, and they also know how to have fun. Yeah, and we actually think in today's world, these are attributes that people should look at. This is necessary, and so in this context, I mean, we are absolutely not for profit, right? So we are all here on someone else's payroll, doing this for the benefit of people. Closer to the mic. Okay, I'm coming closer to the mic. Maybe I should put up the gear as well. Let me try this real quick. Okay, maybe it's a little louder now. Right, so it's all about bringing these values to people, and we actually thought we give something back to the community and talk to you about these topics. My name is Uli. I'm a catalyst at Axway, and when people ask me what's a catalyst, there is multiple answers, but you can say it's a corporate therapist. So we help organizations make good decisions. You can ask me about many things, and I hope you stalk me on LinkedIn and look me up there. We can talk about corporate innovation. I'm extremely passionate about collaboration across departments and organizations. And as you can probably tell, I like meetups and I like events. The world has changed, and it's not just since a few weeks. The world has changed since a long time, right? And about this slide, I could talk for 2 hours, right? And I had this in one of my sessions last week where I showed this slide and say, you know, in the old days, things were pretty simple. You have a radio, it works or it doesn't. And if it's broken, they replace it or you have to buy a new one, right? But today when I sit on the balcony and the music stops, it could be Bluetooth, it could be Spotify itself, it could be my phone, it could be the Wi-Fi, it could be the speaker. It's a murder mystery game. Also, on one hand, it's full of opportunity, right? Because you can be a kid in university and put it on the cloud, and you can make a lot of money. You don't have to build physical devices. You can ship this out, and you're famous, right? On the other hand, if something breaks, and that is my Spotify example, if something breaks, then yeah, it's quite tricky to figure out who is the culprit. And in many cases, you don't have control over these bits, right? Which on the bigger picture also brings us to how do we engineer some of these large systems that everybody wants to have, right? And that also means we need to collaborate a lot more. And specifically with the coronavirus situation, this is even more evident that we can't do this alone, right? We can't fight that problem alone. And when everybody is asked to work from home, yeah, how are we supposed to do this? So this is where the Martians hopefully have a story to tell, right? Everything is connected, right? There is so many things that we could talk about. For me, it's very much about, let's realize that we are not able to be individual fighters. We need to be connected. So that means transparency, that means openness, it means letting go of some of the old things that just don't work anymore. And let's look at the new way. For techies, open source is a very familiar concept, so it's something along the line. And the only slide that I have for you from my end is this one, right? So I'm a geek, I'm a technologist, and I'm extremely excited about some of the technical bits that we can do. I mean, look at what we are able to put up today with, we got the live stream working, right? Buying technology is important, right? And it's the enabler. Without technology, we wouldn't be able to have this meeting across APAC, or I've even seen people from the US dialing in at this time. This is incredible. So this is an enabler, and it's extremely necessary. The problem is that many people always try to throw technology at problems that need to be solved on a different level. And that is processes, which, again, if we take the Spotify example, if Facebook changes the way and this is a technical term, if Facebook changes the way their APIs work, right, they will not call you up and say, in 2 weeks, we are going to change our interface. You've got to be able to react really, really fast. Otherwise, you'll have a problem. The biggest thing is about values and culture, right? And this is about empowering employees, making sure there is trust, there is openness. This is not something you can switch on from today to tomorrow, but there is little things you can do to build on to what you have started. This is really all from my end, because again, we want to give you a few bites. We want to introduce you to the team actually. And in most cases, I will say our communication channels are open. We all have busy work lives and personal things going on. But if there is a reason for us to get in touch, and if you think you want help with something, do reach out. We mean it. It's hello@martians.sg.